Hey folks, this is One for the Road, a John Caldwell podcast exploring Mississippi highway issues and infrastructure challenges. Here there's one person and one voice standing up for the road you travel, the road less traveled, the road in most need, and ultimately the road ahead. Each episode we will shed some light on the who, what, when, and why mysteries that leave many of us scratching our heads, searching for better answers. This is Commissioner John Caldwell. Thanks for listening to One for the Road. All right, episode 8. You can't handle the truth.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
Son, we live in a world that has roads, and those roads cost money and have to be built and repaired by men with guts. Who's going to do it? You, Lieutenant whatever? I don't think so. I have a greater responsibility than you could possibly fathom. You weep for highways, but you curse the solution. You have that luxury. You have the luxury of not knowing what I know, that investing more recurring money in state highways, while expensive, will save lives. And my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives. You don't want the truth because deep down in places you don't talk about at parties. You want me on the roads. You need me on the roads. We use words like safety, commitment, priorities. We use these words as the backbone of a life spent building something. You use them as a punchline. I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain myself to those who rise and sleep depending on the reliability of the very infrastructure that I provide, and then questions the manner in which I provide it. I would rather you just said thank you and went on your way. Otherwise, I suggest you pick up a shovel and hit the road.
Either way, I don't give a damn what you think you are entitled to.
Well, in this episode, I will look for some transportation funding facts. Truths, if you will, concerning the funding levels of the Mississippi Department of Transportation. So just like in the movies, political theater can be used to make a point. Fancy books, personal blogs, timely podcasts, well-crafted letters, news releases, press conferences can all help or hurt with messaging. All of them are just ways to communicate. Still, even the most awkward communications are better than no communication. So let's keep our sense of humor and remember that we're all in this together. In the transportation world of the Commission and the Mississippi Department of Transportation, there are opinions and there are facts. Let's start with the facts. Fact: Mississippi highways and bridges need better maintenance. Fact: Mississippi has a shortage of MDOT maintenance workers, and we can't correct that with $12 to $14 per hour in starting pay. Fact: Mississippi has highway bridges that are closed and others posted for low weight limits. Fact: Mississippi has highways with traffic volumes beyond acceptable and safe limits. Fact: Mississippi has some of the most dangerous roadways in the nation based on traffic fatalities. Fact: MDOT had a $1.33 billion budget way back in 2016. Fact: after 2016, MDOT budgets dropped. MDOT's budget dropped down to 1.0 and change in FY 2021. Yes, that's a $250 million budget drop from 2016. Has anyone even been told that our budget dropped like that? Fact: the Mississippi State budget is fatter than ever with a huge rainy day fund and monstrous back-to-back-to-back surpluses. Fact: MDOT's 2025 budget today is up to $1.44 billion, the highest ever, but up only $110 million compared to 2016. You heard that right, up only $110 million compared to 2016. Budget shrinkage from 2016 until now totals a compounded $800 million drop from then until now. Those numbers I just read don't factor any inflation or lagging fuel tax revenue that continues to fall short year after year. It's strictly comparing approved budget appropriations. Fact: if we compute a modest inflation rate from 2016 budget, MDOT should have at least $1.8 billion budget today. Throw in real Biden-Harris inflation rate and our MDOT budget should have increased at least $2 billion annually by now. And yet, will likely remain just shy of $1.5 billion in the coming year. That's an actual cut in MDOT spending power coupled with a critical shortage of manpower. Fact: Budget shrinkage combined with today's inflation will have shorted MDOT over $1 billion of real investment and improvements over the last 9 years. So those are the cold, hard facts. Is it any wonder that we're clamoring for more recurring revenue or struggling to maintain our highways and bridges? The facts are ugly. Setting facts apart from opinion can be tricky. Opinion. Some think MDOT has enough money already to do what is needed. Opinion. Some think it will work itself out. Opinion. Some think it's complicated. Well, we don't, it won't, and it's not. Maintaining and improving our highways and bridges must become a statewide priority. The truth, if you can handle it, is that our highways can't be improved with good looks and charm. It takes money. It takes a growing revenue stream rather than a shrinking one. It would be better if it was a more diversified revenue stream, even from some of the state's existing revenue sources rather than new taxes. The Commission isn't empowered to levy taxes anyway. We don't have the authority to raise the starting pay of our lowest paid frontline workers. We can and should, however, explain and quantify our immediate and long-term needs. For example, we have reiterated for years the need to raise the starting pay of our maintenance employees. While starting pay is thankfully up over 20%, $12 an hour still doesn't compete in today's labor market, especially when more pay scales starting around $18 an hour and more are all over the place. MDOT has always been transparent concerning the projected cost of maintaining our highways. We have shared our concerns and needs verbally and in writing time and time again with the Governor, Lieutenant Governor, the House, the Senate, and our constituents. For at least 5 years now, we have used the same figure of an additional $350 million annually for basic highway maintenance. That same figure with inflation would need to be adjusted annually, growing to $460 million in 10 years. And that assumes that there's not a drop in fuel tax revenues or more runaway inflation. We have used the figure of $1.4 billion in yesterday's dollars to build a key portion of the capacity list from the unfunded Vision 21 plan authorized by state legislature over a decade ago. More recently, we have used the figure of an additional $250 million per year to revitalize that capacity construction program, but we still limit our plans to only the top tier from that list. Besides not being adjusted for inflation, that number leaves too many promised projects unfunded. We never complete, propose, or even calculate the full project list with all the combined costs, including inflation, because frankly, most people can't handle the truth. Thanks again for listening. New podcast episodes will be shedding more light on unique transportation challenges across Mississippi. If you've enjoyed this and are ready for more, please hit the like button below, make a comment, place a review, or share this podcast with a friend. And join our following on Commissioner John Caldwell Facebook page. Until next time, slow down, drive in the right lane, and watch out for that pothole.